Welcome to another episode of Pirkei Avot. We're still in the second chapter, and we are here outside in the Kalati forest, where you can hear the sounds of Hashem's Bria, nature, and we want to dedicate this episode as ever in memory of Levy ben Moshe Esther and Elishavel ben Leah, and also in memory of Binyamin ben Moshe Esther. That's our uncle Aziz, our father's oldest brother, who was very much the leader, I think, of the brothers. He was very much the arbiter. He would be the voice of reason when there was madness all around. He was a very calm person, and we miss him very much to this day. My own son Binyamin is named after him. So it's our honor to dedicate this episode in his memory. So as we carry on to Mishna 3, I'm going to hand you over to Michael.
Thank you, Rabbi Mashiach. So this is the third Mishnah, and it's again authored by Rabban Gamliel, the son of Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, and his message in this Mishnah is as follows: Havu zehirin b'reshut שאין מקרבין לא לאדם אלא לצורך עצמן, נראים כאוהבין בשעת הנאתן ואין עומדין לו לאדם בשעת דחקו, which translates as, be careful in your dealings with the ruling authorities, for they do not befriend a person except for their own needs. They seem like friends when it is to their own interest, but they do not stand by a man in the hour of his distress. And this was authored thousands of years ago, but it's as relevant today as it was ever. Absolutely. Don't trust the government.
Absolutely.
So what does Rambam say about this? We're talking about the Rishut. Rambam explains what this Rishut is. He says we have already explained in Pirkei Avot number 1, Perek 1, Mishnah 10, that the government, the Rishut, refers to the government, and it's the authority in the early days, and he is recounting their traits and warning about them. So a fairly brief commentary. Basically, it's self-explanatory. You know, the governments are, you should consider your relationship with the government as transactional. They will only befriend you if it's in their interests and they have something to gain from you, and they'll drop you like a hot potato when it serves them to drop you. And they don't be taken in by them. Sometimes people are they're kind of awed by government and powerful ministers, and they convince themselves that they have found true friends in the government places. But the reality is very far from that. They offer an umbrella at times, but as soon as it starts raining, sometimes they'll pull away that umbrella and leave you standing
in the rain.
So what does Bartanura say about this? About the quote, be careful about the government? He says, you who are involved with the needs of the community, even though you need to be acquainted with the authorities in order to supervise communal activities, be careful. And what does Tosfot Yom Tov say? Even though you must be careful with the government, even though you must become known to the government in order to attend to the needs of the people, be careful with them. For Shemaiah was not referring to such cases when he said, do not become known to the government. As in this case, it is a great mitzvah to become known to them, to attend to the needs of the people, as the stories of Mordechai and Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi prove. This was from Midrash Shemuel in the name of Rashbatz.
Wow, okay, so just to add on to that, what the Ramban says, Nachmanides, says that when we're talking about reliance on the government as opposed to distrusting them, let's say, he says it's like a vicious cycle, because a person should place trust in Hashem, but instead they place trust in the government or in man, for that matter. It says Al tivtachu b'nedivim in Tehillim, which we say in Hallel, means don't put your trust in man, put your trust in Hashem, because when it comes to this life, the Jewish people are like Norman no-mates. Basically, our only friend is Hashem. We have no friends who are corporeal, who are human. Our only friend is Hashem. So what do? We place our trust in certain world leaders. Yeah, they're going to help us. This government is going to help us. The Americans are going to help us. Trump is going to help us. Biden is going to help us. This one's going to help. No. It doesn't matter who is there. It's Hashem you've got to be worried about. Don't be worried about a human being. So what happens when we place our trust in mankind and in elements other than Hashem? Then Hashem may turn around and say, oh, you want to trust in them? I'll show you not to trust in them. And then he'll pull away this trust. Then the person that we trust as infallible suddenly turns his back, and then we find ourselves, as Michael said, without that proverbial umbrella. That's because our trust has been misplaced.
Interesting, that's very, very true, but I'll bring you from Rabbeinu Yonah. He will give a new angle where he will suggest later on in this commentary that I'm about to give that sometimes your government tie-ins are from Hashem, are provided by Hashem, are organized by Hashem for your benefit, as we will soon see.
Okay.
We can apply this in today's situation to, for example, we should be thankful for America's sort of help and continued support for the security of Israel. It's very important. We should thank God for this relationship. It's a very, God forbid if it wasn't there, who knows, the enemies would jump on Israel. But Hashem provides it and maintains it for a long time. But we'll see what Rabbeinu Yonah says about the statement, they seem like good friends in good times, but they don't stay for him in the time of trouble. He says, when they have a shortage of money, but when desperate, they don't have mercy upon the poor person until they bring him down from his assets. And they forget the earlier relations, since it is all past and gone. And such is the simple understanding of this Mishnah. But if the matter is so, it speaks about the defect of kings. But forbid it that such should be the matter, and that it should arrive, as through them the whole world is sustained, and they create law and justice in the world. And there is no man that can be as truthful as they do not need to flatter others, since they are not afraid. And so there is nothing that prevents them from walking the straight path. And hence it appears that it can be said that the kings, be it in their friendship or be it in their enmity, are not in their own hands. And so when the king needs a person and brings him close and shows him friendship at the time that he benefits from him, it is from Hashem that the matter went out and not from the king. And Hashem arranged that this person be of benefit to the king. And when a man sins to Hashem and he is guilty and Hashem wants to press him, who can stand for him? And even if the king wants to do him an honor, it is only in his hand to surely take the vengeance of Hashem and to, and I quote, afflict the one that the Lord would love to chastise. And this is what it states in Mishle 21:1, like channeled water is the heart of the king in the Lord's hands. Quite a beautiful statement there. He wants to say, just like a person can direct the channel to any side that he wants, so too is the heart of the king in the hand of Hashem, to direct it to do good to the person whose honor he desires, and to pay back his enemies in his face, to destroy him. And he stated the heart of the king, and he was not speaking about other people, but so it is that all hearts are in the hand of Hashem, as even though a person thinks thoughts and it appears to the eyes that he has the ability to in his hand to act, in truth he does not have the power in his hand to do bad or to good, but rather to do the word of Hashem. And that's quite an interesting commentary by Rabbeinu Yonah, who suggests that really the kings who we deem as almighty and all-powerful are just puppets of Hashem. If Hashem wants them to arrange a destiny for people, good or bad, the kings will act like puppets through Hashem. And if he wants you to gain, a friend, he will arrange that you gain the trust of a king or so and so.
Well, and that is none more applicable than what we read those few months ago in the Megillah, where we have all these characters, Achashverosh, Haman. All of them had their requests or their intentions completely turned 180 degrees, the opposite, from north to south or from east to west. Like Achashverosh listened to his friend and killed his wife because of that advice. Who was his friend? Haman. Who was his wife? Vashti. And in the end, in the beginning of the Megillah, he listened to his friend and killed his wife. At the end of the Megillah, he listened to his wife and killed his friend. Who was his wife? Esther. Who was his friend? Haman. So, the government can turn their wishes on a whim. They can completely reverse their decisions, etc. But again, this is all b'yad Hashem. So, thank you very much, Michael. That was very fascinating. Bit of a short episode this week, but we'll be back, please God, next time in full force when we'll go through the fourth Mishna. And we will see you then, Bezrat Hashem.